Billy Long has just made IRS history, and not in the way you'd expect. After just 2 months as commissioner, he's out. And the reason? Well, if you've ever talked to anyone inside the IRS, you know you almost never get the real story. But here's what we do know. His early comments hinted that the 2026 filing season might not even start until President's Day. And that is a big deal. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. So let's start with that possible President's Day kickoff. That's weeks later than we're used to seeing most years' tax season start. And for tax pros like me, and I'm an enrolled agent and a United States Tax Court practitioner, that start date is considered to be a calendar mark. It affects when refunds get processed, how quickly the IRS backlog builds, and even how we plan our audit defenses and court filings. And for you taxpayers, that delay can ripple into everyday life. People waiting longer to pay off debt, make big purchases, or catch up on bills. If your refund was delayed by just 3 weeks, would that impact your plans? Drop your answer in the comments. Now, with Long gone, Acting Commissioner Scott Bessent steps in. And his role is temporary, but temporary leadership can still mean big shifts in priorities. Sometimes the IRS leans towards enforcement, like audits or collections, and other times they focus more on modernization and taxpayer service. We have seen both over the years. So which direction will Bessent take? That's the big question. Hey, if you were in charge of the IRS for 60 days, what would you fix first? And yes, Billy Long's background, believe it or not, he was a professional auctioneer. If you're looking for a good laugh, look at something from 2018, Billy Long, Auctioneer Congress.
Huh? What'd she say? I can't understand her. What? Cut 3 1/4 now, half, 3 1/2, 75, 400. Yeah, but 4 1/4, 4 1/2. We're selling the cell phone there. 4 1/4, 4 1/2. Hit 4 1/2, 475, 500, 5 1/4, 5 1/2. I yield back.
Quick moving. A delayed filing season could also mean extended IRS system maintenance into January and beyond. Now, more condensed timelines for processing those amended returns could take a lot longer, and then overlapping deadlines for small business, which is usually a month earlier than individuals, might affect how enforcement notices are sent out. So the later the filing season starts, the later those automated letters begin hitting, which would change how quickly people need to respond to avoid penalties. And let's not forget, Congress and the IRS could act and push through major tax law changes that would add new wrinkles to 2026. The best defense is preparation. File as soon as you can once the season opens, especially if you're due a refund or you need to head off those pesky identity theft issues. And if you're facing back taxes, unfiled returns, or disputes, don't wait for a letter. I can represent taxpayers in every state and even take cases to tax court, meaning we can take your fight as far as it needs to go. At the end of the day, we'll probably never know exactly why Billy Long's time ended so quickly. Everyone I've spoken to who's worked at inside the IRS says the same thing. The real story is almost always buried in a mixture of politics, timing, and decisions that the public really never ever hears about. So whether the IRS starts early, late, or right on time, the best move is to be ready. If you found this to be helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want my help to get ahead of the IRS, visit besttaxpro.com and book a consultation today. I'm Josh with Best Tax Pro, and I hope this has been helpful.